This month, we're featuring a CORESafety company that just reached a truly significant milestone, something they've managed to achieve even during these difficult times with the pandemic going on. Black Hills Corporation is a Rapid City, South Dakota diversified energy company. They own the Wyodak Resources Development Corporation, which has just been recognized by NMA for achieving CORESafety Certification at its Wyodak Mine near Gillette, Wyoming. Wyodak has been in operation since 1922. It's the oldest continuously operating surface coal mine in the U.S. and the oldest coal mine in the Powder River Basin. They have about 65 employees, and they produce right at 4 million tons, with 180 million tons of coal in reserve. Daily operations primarily supply coal to power plants at the adjacent Neil Simpson complex. To become CORESafety certified, a company must complete all 20 CORESafety modules and then get independently certified. It's challenging, but worth it. Marc Ostrom is Vice President of Mine Operations and Power Generation Fleets at Black Hills Energy. He also serves as the General Manager of the Wyodak coal mine. I had a chance to talk with Marc recently. He's going to tell us all about how and why they use CORESafety right now.
Specifically with our Wyodak team, we're a smaller group. We run 2 crews, and we spend a lot of time with those employees just talking about taking care of one another. And there's no job worth doing if it's going to hurt somebody or take somebody's life. We just got to say stop, and we need to find a safe way to do that. There's some weather days in Gillette, Wyoming when it's just not conducive to coal mining. And we need to understand that, and those are the days we just stop, right? We halt the operations and we do the right thing for the employees to make sure that we can run safe every day. I had previously, with a previous employer, was part of the executive working team that worked on establishing the CORESafety program. So as I joined the team at Wyodak, I always knew, right, in the back of my mind that the system was out there. As I built that credibility with our coal miners there at Wyodak, we were able to start to talk about CORESafety and understand that there is a system out there that will help employees, right? Like an employee handbook. And so we started to go, we started down that road, taking that journey, I should say, towards CORESafety. So many years in the making, Nelson, we've really been at this for probably a good 4 to 5 years. Directly focusing on CORESafety as our employee handbook, as our health and management safety system. And proud today to say that the team at Wyodak has been able to pull that all together and start to use CORESafety as their tool. It takes a while to change culture. My approach to this was to develop something that was inviting, right? Because it is work, right? It is a system. It is policies and procedures, but to not look at it as a policies and procedures manual, but more as a working tool, a place for direction, a place for good ideas, a way to document what we do and really tell our full story, right? In that health and safety management system. So it took a bit to turn the culture. It was like, why would we want to do that? Why would we want to document a whole bunch of things that may just... So it took a while to convince employees that this was not a tool to trap somebody. It's not a tool to get somebody in trouble, but it really is a tool no different than a hammer and a screwdriver, right? Appropriately used, they're very good tools. Took a little bit, but once employees, we built that credibility and that trust, then we really got our employee workforce on board to move forward with building out the modules and committing to using the information in the modules that we have in our resource. right? We didn't have the modules and the procedures being a small group. So as we built them, we had employee involvement. We had employee work teams that would help us build those and really have that engagement. So once we were able to pull them all together and we had the full manual, we just had some kind of like lunch and learns, some morning tailboard meetings, and continue to invest in, taking time to sit down with our employees and make sure that everybody understands the whole procedure from front to back. So when we brought this to our employees and we knew it was going to be a mountain to climb, we wanted to make sure that we had some quick wins where people can gain that momentum and they can feel good about what we're working on. So as we had our employee teams together, we knew we had, a handful, maybe a dozen of the modules that we could get through very quickly, right? Because we already had the culture at that point. And so we worked on those. We got those quick wins. We generated that energy that this is a good program, right? This will have a lot of benefits for us and a lot of use. From there, we started to tackle that last dozen of modules that were going to be a little harder. Now we were going to have to strategize on. So we'd work on them and then we'd let them set a little bit. Get it off our minds a little bit, and we'd go on maybe a couple other modules and we'd get those started. And then we just slowly progressed our way through that back half of the modules to make sure that we didn't overload. We didn't get a negative direction out of it, but we were able to fully understand and make that journey. Like I said before, CORESafety is a journey, right? We won't do it in a day. We won't do it in a year. But if you can think about it as a journey of maybe, 2 to 3 years out, everyone can do this. And a lot of the things you're already doing, you just have to recognize that, yeah, we do that. How do we formalize that? So we had a whole team of folks, and I need to give the credit to the team. Like I mentioned earlier, our mine superintendent, Bill Jenkins, was extremely active and involved in the program. And, bless his heart, he cares for our employees. We also have the safety professional, Marcy Young, who really seen the engagement piece of why we want to do this. So once we had Bill and Marcy fully on board and ready to go, they really work with the folks every day, and the credit really belongs to them. They worked with our employees directly every day. Nelson, I'd also like to thank our maintenance manager, Brad Schauber, and our engineering manager, Eric Strom, as they've continued to work with our employees through this CORESafety journey, and very key to our success here at the Wyodak Mine. And I think about CORESafety as a health and safety management system. It needs to be part of your workforce, and to be part of your workforce, it needs to be employee somewhat driven. If it's driven just by leadership and just by management, or maybe by a paid consultant, I don't believe it'll have a long-lasting effect. We as people all have a bad day, right? We can. Who picks us up and helps us get through that bad day so that we all have a good day together? That's an engaged workforce. And does it mean we all get in a circle and sing Kumbaya? No, we don't. But we need to feel included. We need to feel part of that team. And we also need to know that we have a voice to say, time out, here's a risk that we got to take care of. Yeah. And I really believe that's every bit as important as technology.
When you're working with a lot of people that are trying to do things the right way, in the safe way, it makes you feel good, because you're going to go home at night too. So we watch each other's back, and that's how it's supposed to be. It's a good crew.
If you'd like to learn even more about Wyodak and how they're using CORESafety, you can email Marc Ostrom at the address shown here on the screen. Up next, it's time to take a look at CORESafety's module number 5, Training and Competence. It's all about how to assess your training needs, ensure that workers know how to do their jobs and understand hazards and risks, and how to verify worker competency. Education and training are essential to an effective safety and health management system like CORESafety. Workers who know how to do their job understand the hazards and understand the risks of their assigned tasks. When they apply their knowledge and skills, they are far less likely to be injured or become ill from occupational disease. Being educated or undergoing training is not sufficient. What is more important is how well the worker is able to apply his or her knowledge and skill, and whether they are competent. Safety and health excellence requires more than just offering mandated or discretionary training. It requires verification that those trained are competent by demonstrating the acquired knowledge and skills. A training needs assessment determines the level of knowledge and skill that will be learned. It also determines how frequently training should be conducted, and the requirements needed to establish competency. Finally, quality of instruction. Training that is based on adult learning methods, hands-on versus memorization, often tends to be more effective. Regardless of the quality of the training materials, the quality of the learning is more significantly influenced by the quality of the instruction. Because of this, train-the-trainer development is very useful. To learn more about Module number 5, just visit our website at CORESafety.org. And next month, we'll see a summary of Module number 6, Emergency Management. So that's all for now. Please remember that anytime you're online, be sure to follow our posts on Facebook and Twitter. For CORESafety and the National Mining Association, I'm Nelson Duffel. Join me back here again next month for a new safety story. Until then, please be safe out there, and thanks for watching. Special thanks this month to Black Hills Energy, Wyodak Resources Development Corporation, all the great folks at Wyodak Mine, and to Marc Ostrom for his interview.
To share one of your safety stories, videos, or photos, email us at info@CORESafetyTV.org.